The democracy is under the kind of attack we have not seen since the Jim Crow days. Those were the words of National Urban League President Marc Morial. After he and other civil rights leaders met with Senator Joe Manchin earlier this week, Manchin continued to say that he would oppose legislation already approved by the House of Representatives that would protect or expand Americans' right to vote. Morial speaks of a time when poll taxes, literary tests, and other systemic efforts were taken to keep black citizens from voting. These were all the things that Fannie Lou Hamer fought against on this day in 1963. Hamer was a voting rights activist and civil rights leader who was instrumental in efforts to organize progressive movements in Mississippi. The sharecropper, who had been evicted from her plantation where she lived and worked for 18 years for daring to vote, became a symbol of the civil rights struggle in the region.
Mr. Marlowe told me that I would have to go down and withdraw my registration or leave because they wasn't ready for that in Mississippi.
On June 9, 1963, Hamer and several fellow activists were returning from a voter registration workshop in Charleston, South Carolina, when their bus stopped in Winona, Mississippi. In an act of protest, several members of the group sat at the bus station's whites-only lunch counter after refusing to leave the all-white section of the Greyhound bus that they were traveling on. 6 of them, including Hamer, were arrested. At the county jail, white officers forced 2 African-American prisoners to savagely beat Miss Hamer, and she was nearly killed. From the attack, she lost vision in one of her eyes and suffered permanent kidney damage, which contributed to her early death. Lawyers for the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee filed a lawsuit against the Winona police, but the case was lost before an all-white jury. Despite all she endured during her time as a voting rights advocate, Hamer continued to cultivate registration drives and remained at the forefront of state and national civil rights causes until her death in 1977. Her work included founding the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, and in 1964 she ran for Congress. So, today we salute the bravery of Hamer, her comrades, and all those who, in the face of danger, fought for the liberties promised by the United States Constitution, holding this country accountable for its transgressions against black people. And that is for the culture. Thank you for watching Prime, and good night.